Welcome back. Our next family legacy at the State Fair is one you've seen for years, but may not know their story. The Hans Mueller tent has been a fixture right next to the Chevy main stage for years. And Tyler Cusack has been a part of the operation his entire life. Here's Madison Sawyer.
I was probably 7 or 8, the first time that I can honestly remember being out here helping, counting coupons, that kind of stuff.
You heard him right, counting coupons and working the family booth at the State Fair as a 7-year-old. It's always been a way of life for Tyler Cusack. Along with his parents, Sherry and Glenn, Tyler is now running Farm Pack Kitchens in Yoakum, Texas. It's a small town of about 6,000 people halfway between Houston and San Antonio. And every fall, the family loads up the trucks and brings all that smoked goodness to the State Fair of Texas.
We started in 1947 in Yoakum, Texas. We were supplying a lot of vendors, smoked turkey legs, different various sausages, briskets, and that kind of stuff. Through those relationships, we've evolved and became a vendor here at the State Fair of Texas.
And that big Hans Mueller tent that we all know right next to the Chevy main stage is getting a big upgrade this year.
We are giving it a much needed upgrade this year, facelift this year, with new signage, new Bavarian beer garden. We're adding a pretzel booth, adding a lot of beer stein stuff, some more German beers on tap. We're gonna have about 30 or 40 different beers on tap. And we're going to have some polka music going on, new statues, and all that kind of stuff.
But the State Fair of Texas is basically a second home for Tyler.
But whenever you're a kid, we're coming up on weekends and holidays from school. So we were coming up on weekends mainly just to see Dad, because my dad was up here, he's up here full time. Mom was back home taking care of us kids. So we would come up just to see Dad mainly, and to help.
He tried to leave the family business, but quickly realized that it's just in his blood.
I graduated A&M in 2012, went in the oil field for a couple years, and so 2014 is when I started. And actually my first day of the job was setting up for State Fair. I stopped my other job on a Saturday, drove to Dallas, and was working the fair on Sunday. I still joke with my dad that I'm not sure I was ever paid for that Sunday.
But Tyler says he is ready to carry on that family legacy.
Carrying on what my parents and grandparents and great-grandfather started way back in 1947, and just continue that legacy and always just try to put your tweak on it.
And now Tyler has his own kids who you might see under the Hans Mueller tent in a few years.
Yeah, my wife will. I don't know about my 3-year-old. I'm not sure he can count that quite that fast yet. At 5 or 6, I expect him to be up here, at least on weekends, helping out wherever he can.
Madison Sawyer, CBS News, Texas.
Thanks, Madison, and thank you for watching. We hope you enjoy the State Fair of Texas this year, and maybe now you'll recognize a familiar face behind the counter. We'll see you next time.